Hey, I'm Alex Kawa. I'm 19 years old, I'm a college student, and I'm demisexual. You want to know what that is, don't you? Well, according to Merriam-Webster, the simple definition of demisexual means feeling sexual attraction towards another person only after establishing an emotional bond with that person. This can apply to anybody regardless of who you're sexually attracted to, whether or not you're gay, straight, bi, pan, etc. And it is on the asexual spectrum, falling between sexual and asexual. This demisexuality can be a form of gray asexuality, and these people generally do not feel primary attraction, or at least they don't feel it nearly as much as they feel secondary attraction, which is the type of attraction that happens after you already have gotten to know somebody. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't find somebody good looking. You can, but that doesn't automatically mean you have a crush on them. Or maybe you do have a crush, but you're more interested in getting to know them and spend time with them than have sex with them. So now that we know what demisexuality is, how do you know if you're demisexual? Some signs that you're demisexual may include valuing building friendships and actually building mutual trust and a connection to that person before jumping into a relationship. You may also not believe sex is a priority as much as actually, again, spending time with that person, spending quality time with them. You find value and solace in a naturally flowing conversation. You are not the best at flirting, and you don't really prioritize it. And you also definitely have fears sometimes of crushing on potentially your best friend. And these are the signs really that I identify the most with. And also, as I've mentioned before in this channel, I have Asperger's syndrome, or autism spectrum disorder. And as an autistic person, I am aware that there is somewhat of a link between demisexuality and autism. It's not inherent, of course, but there are definitely links there. Autistic people feel hesitancy when it comes to being touched, especially if they're not close to that person who is making physical contact with them. If they're not, they definitely feel uncomfortable in that regard. Also, they find difficulty in building relationships as is, let alone romantic ones. These are definitely traits of autism that are prominent with me. Not only that, but autistic people generally have a tendency to question social norms, possibly contributing to the link, if you want to call it that, between autism and demisexuality. And this also is related to the fact that, according to a survey from a few years ago, 70% of autistic people identify as non-heterosexual. Now, me personally, what I identify as is a heteroromantic demisexual, in which case I am still only sexually attracted. Well, not really, I'm only attracted to people of the opposite sex, in this case, women. But I'm only interested really I only have sexual attraction, or in my case, I'm really only interested in having a relationship with them after I've already gotten to know them and establishing a bond with them. And how did I come to terms with my demisexuality? Well, it actually was fairly recently, and it was only recently when I started questioning. I've always just figured I was attracted to women and that's it. I never dated throughout high school other than the occasional prom or school dance, but that was very rare, and it's debatable as to whether I can call those dates, but whatever. And it was really when I got to college that I actually began to think, okay, yes, I want to start dating. I tried for a little bit, but I think I could have done better. I was talking with my dad about it. He was like, maybe it took too long. But I think thinking about that, I took too long to actually build a relationship, really. But I think that goes to show how much I actually value building a friendship and building an emotional connection before actually taking it to the next level. And I think the breaking point for me was in late May when I was told by a girl that she likes me. I really didn't know her. So when presented with my best chance, probably in my lifetime, at a romantic relationship, I turned down the opportunity because I didn't know her. I didn't really know if I could trust her. I really barely knew anything about her. And that was really, I think, the moment where I realized that there was something. There was like kind of an added layer to my sexuality, if you will. And that's how I came to terms with the conclusion that I am demisexual. So now that we know like what demisexuality is and how you can come to identify as such, you might be thinking, okay, well, Alex, it's just a label. Why do you care so much about it? I know people in my personal life have told me about that. But I think it's important to understand because there are plenty of misconceptions about demisexuality. There are these notions that demisexuals are just slut shamers who are shaming people for sleeping with people that they may not even have a romantic attraction with. There is this notion that demisexuality is a fake sexuality and that this is just a made-up word for non-LGBTQ plus people to try and sound oppressed. And these couldn't be further from the truth. And also, there are people who say that they're just picky and just desperately like picky and like they have unrealistic standards when it comes to people they want to date, which is not true at all. It's not. It's these people just genuinely cannot feel attraction to people unless they have already established a close bond with them. And it's not being picky. It's like genuinely making sure that you are certain about this person that you want to potentially spend the rest of your life with. And, another reason I'm sharing this is because I think I can definitely help people by sharing this. If just somebody watching this can come to terms with an aspect of their identity that they were previously unfamiliar with, then I feel that could definitely make an impact. And I'm sharing this today, June 30th, because today is my 19th birthday, and it is the last day of Pride Month. And I figured that I could use this, however small or insignificant my platform may be. If somebody watching this, if this encourages them to discover new things about their identity, then I think it can be a success. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for letting me share this thing about me with you all. If you want to check out some more of my video essays, you can click right over here for that, or click over here for my last video. Subscribe, like, if you comment, do all that good stuff if you like what you see here. I'll see y'all later. Peace.